Hello YouTubers, do it your damn self Dan here with another DIY video. Today, I'm going to show you how to change the oil in a Maserati Ghibli SQ4. Most of the Maserati dealers that I spoke to charge around $450 for this service, and you could save over $300 if you do the work yourself. See, majority of the Maserati dealers will lead you to believe that an oil change on a Ghibli is some super complex procedure that only their highly trained and uber expensive staff can perform. But I think we all know that's bullshit. The fact is, once you get the belly pan removed, or what Maserati calls engine underguard, it's a pretty simple process. Let me show you. The first thing we need to do is pop the hood and remove the driver's side air filter. Before we can remove the air filter, we need to disconnect this rubber hose from its mount on the airbox. Next, use a long flathead screwdriver to pop the 3 metal clips back on the airbox lid and remove it. Yikes! Look at all that dirt in the airbox. Now's a good time to clean this out with a shop vac. Before we raise the car, undo the oil filler cap. If you'll be using a floor jack to raise your vehicle, make sure to use the jack points that are located behind each front wheel. Once the car is raised, we are now ready to remove the engine underguard. The engine underguard on this 2014 Ghibli SQ4 was held in place using a mixture of Phillips head screws, reusable plastic rivets, 10mm bolts, and T30 Torx bolts. The 2 plastic rivets are located on either side of the car in the wheel well. There is also a hidden 10mm bolt that will be revealed once you remove the 4 T30 Torx bolts towards the front of the car. Here is a quick time-lapse video of me removing the engine underguard on this Ghibli. We are now ready to drain the oil. Use a 10mm Allen socket to remove the oil drain bolt. While the oil is draining, clean the drain bolt and install your new crush washer. Install the drain bolt with its new crush washer and tighten it. We are now ready to remove the oil filter. Before you remove the oil filter, stuff a rag in front of the oil filter housing to catch any residual oil that may come out. To remove the plastic cap to the oil filter housing, use a 27mm socket and long extension. Next, grab the oil filter and give it a good tug in order to remove it. You should hear it click once it releases from the housing. Replace the seal to the oil filter cap and lubricate it with fresh motor oil. Do the same thing to the oil filter. Lubricate the O-rings on the bottom of the oil filter with fresh motor oil. Install the oil filter. Install the oil filter cap and tighten it until it stops. After installing the oil filter, clean up any residual oil left behind with the rag. Reinstall the air filter and lid to the airbox. Snap the clips back to the airbox and put the rubber hose back in its mounting clip. Since the Ghibli I'm working on today is an all-wheel drive model, that means it will take approximately 8.8 quarts before the dipstick will read full. For our fill process, we started off by adding 8 quarts of oil and then started the car to let it run for a few minutes. After turning the car off, we let it sit for 5 minutes before checking the dipstick. It's important to let the car sit so the oil has enough time to return to the sump. This will give you a more accurate reading on the dipstick. After 5 minutes, check the dipstick and add oil until it reads full. Always use the dipstick to determine oil level. Once the oil level is full, all that's left to do is reinstall the engine underguard and you are done. See, that wasn't so bad, now was it? Although, now you're probably wondering, how do I reset my maintenance light? Unfortunately, the only way to reset the maintenance light on a Ghibli is to purchase a tool that has that functionality or go to the dealer. We used a OBDStar X200 Pro to reset the maintenance light in this Ghibli, and it was extremely easy to use. I'll have a video up in the next few weeks on this tool, so stay tuned. If you'd like to see more Maserati maintenance videos, make sure to hit that like button. So long.